Right now, the world feels extremely unstable. Conflicts are escalating, missiles are being fired, and many students are asking one important question. Is it still safe to study abroad in 2026? But here is something interesting. During the last global crisis, some countries almost forced international students to leave, while others actually created pathways to permanent residency. So in this video, I am going to show you how different countries treated international students during global crisis and what that means if you are planning to study abroad in 2026. So naturally, many students and their parents are asking, are we heading towards another global crisis? And more importantly, does it still make sense to travel abroad for studies right now? To answer that question, we need to look at something very simple: history, because global crises are not new. If you watch this video till the end, you will clearly understand how international students were treated during previous crises and what lessons we can learn for 2026. Let's go back to 2001, the tragic September 11 attacks in the United States. After 9/11, border security became extremely difficult. Visa approvals became tougher. Airports around the world introduced much tighter security procedures. Traveling suddenly felt risky and uncertain. But let me ask you an important question. Students who traveled to United States around 2001 or 2002, do you think they regret the decision today? In most cases, absolutely not. Many of them built strong careers, obtained permanent residencies, and created financial stability for their families. Yes, countries like India also grew tremendously over the last 2 decades, but the growth is at national level. I am talking about at individual level. An individual who built an international career often ended far ahead financially and professionally compared to someone who stayed back. Now you might say that situation was different. Fair enough. Let's look at what happened during pandemic. When COVID-19 hit the world, international students faced massive uncertainty. Flights stopped, borders closed, universities moved online. But most interesting part was different countries treated international students differently. Let's compare 5 major destinations. We'll start with the United States. In July 2020, the government of United States introduced a controversial rule. International students taking only online classes had to leave the country. Students were required to take at least one class in person to maintain their visa during COVID time. Although this rule was later withdrawn, but it created huge panic and uncertainty amongst international students and their families. On the other hand, Canada took a very different approach. Canada allowed international students to study 100% online from outside the country or within the country and still qualify for a post-study work permit. The United Kingdom followed a hybrid model. Students were allowed to start their studies online from their home country and travel later once the border reopened. Later, the UK introduced the graduate route, allowing students to work after completing their study. In Australia, the situation was more complicated. Borders remained closed for a long period. At one point, Prime Minister suggested that international students who could not support themselves should consider returning home. This created significant debate and uncertainty amongst international students and their families back home. Meanwhile, New Zealand focused on supporting students already inside the country. Although borders were closed for new students, the government provided financial assistance to students struggling during lockdowns. And later, New Zealand introduced 2021 residence visa program, granting residency to around 1,65,000 migrants who were in the country during COVID period. It was one of the largest immigration program in the country's history. So what is the real reason here? During global crisis, immigration policies do not stay stable. Some countries become more welcoming. Others suddenly close their door. This is why choosing the right country is extremely important. My recommendation is simple. If you can self-fund your studies, 2026 still can be a good time to study abroad. But be careful not to overborrow. Avoid taking excessive education loan. Choose the right country and the right course, because investing in your education can change your life, but only if it is done strategically. And remember something important. 2 years from now, many people may not even remember the current conflict, but the decision you make today could shape your next 20-30 years of your life. If you're planning to study abroad and you need guidance on countries, courses, long-term opportunities, you can contact BBC Education. Their inquiry form is in the description below. From my research, Canada and New Zealand appear to have treated international students the most positive during difficult times. I hope this information was helpful. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.